Give it a minute so some people can find us. I am going to be doing a video talking about the concept of twin flames. The only reason I'm doing a video is because I keep seeing a lot of posts about this topic, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about a post that I was leaving comments on yesterday. So I'm going to talk a little bit about twin flames and the mystery schools. I can't look at comments while I'm live outside right now because I only have one device, but it is okay. You guys know I'm real telepathically tuned in. So I saw a post yesterday, and I've been seeing several that are like, I don't believe in twin flames, it's an evil concept, it's bad. And, and then I saw someone wrote a post yesterday where they're like, is there any actual, text or proof that the concept of twin flames exists? And I had the day off and I was leaving some comments on it and, having a conversation on it. So I'm going to kind of address that. As for texts, we can see that there is examples in a lot of past texts. We can look at I'm going to say it bad, Bhagavad Gita. We can see it in a lot of Indian texts. We can see it in Plato's works where they refer to it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, I guess, Egypt and the mystery schools and this concept. Because it's been a very powerful part of my journey and my awakening as well. Some of you guys may resonate with, you feel or know that you are in a twin flame relationship or union. Why is suddenly this concept kind of resurfacing? Well, we see a lot of ancient knowledge is making its way back to the planet, and this is a very real concept. They speak of different energies making up one soul, a masculine and feminine. Now, the thing with twin flames is a lot of the time, and everyone has one, your twin flame would not incarnate with you here into this life. They would stay in the other realm, and one of you would come to Earth School to, work as a pair, work as a team. I always loved this concept when I woke up because it made me feel a lot better about my life, right? Like, oh, okay, we kind of fit together as a whole. These type of relationships are very important, as are any type of relationships. They are leading us back and teach to ourselves and teaching us about ourselves. We see a lot of plot twists happening with twin flames where, suddenly someone's been in what they think is a twin flame union for a very long time, and they find out that person is not their flame, even though they'd received divine intervention, information, encounters, synchronicities suggesting that person was. A lot of the times, these can be very hard unions. Some people come into contact and find their flame when they're already in a relationship or, have to go down their own path. Many people will be aware of these relationships and may experience, marriages with other partners, even children, still experiencing their own past before they can even come together. I believe that a lot of our history was destroyed when we talk about historical texts and where can we find, examples of this. Aside from every love story ever, right? There was a lot of this in a lot of the Gnostic texts, and I'm going to kind of get into that in a minute. A lot of the Gnostic texts, if you look at the Gospel of Thomas, we see a lot of actual Jesus words describing spiritual union, talking about a alchemy of the soul. I know that we really get led along by love, but this is the highest attainment of love. And I see posts where people are suggesting you're your own twin flame. That isn't true either. Yes, there is a process that we go through where you have to find God within yourself before you can probably be in a happy union with anyone. When we're spiritually void, we probably aren't going to be happy with any circumstance in our life, let alone love. So, these are unions that are attained after spiritual awakening. I see a lot of posts where people are like, my flame is the narcissist, and that wouldn't happen. We would come, and I see the feather too. I see the little white feathers everywhere. We come into these unions when we are already awakened and are living as our higher selves on higher timelines. So this is not a third dimensional concept of love. In third dimension, there's a lot of relationships because we do a lot of energetic balancing. We also have a lot of karmic experiences, so we tend to see more relationships in the third dimension. And in the higher dimensions, it's about love. Now, the reason why I love this concept is because I know we are going about every day with our daily lives, living in this same paradigm and experiencing this experience. And I'm not really sure as to how we all ended up here, completely. But I do know how the universe began, and it began as Source branching off into another aspect and wanting to experience love with itself through another. That sounds an awful lot like the flame experience as well. So aside from these kind of egoic games that we have going on in this matrix, aside from what we want to experience, all the universe wants to experience is love with another through itself. These are very, very powerful connections. Sometimes people can misread the signs because we're becoming telepathically tuned into everyone. I like this concept because you're sharing energy with another, but we're doing that with everyone anyway. These lessons are to teach us empathy, where if you're hurting, your partner will probably be hurting, or, if you're having a rough time, your partner is going to be experiencing it and feeling it too, but we need to realize we're interconnected to the whole. So these relationships are kind of like a mirror to lead us deeper into ourselves. I see a lot of people are having a hard time with the energy right now, and possibly thinking about leaving the relationships that they are in. Make sure that you're going within first and working on more of your own internal stuff. All of our relationships are to teach us something. So I find that oftentimes, and this has happened to me in the past, where you leave one relationship and you tend to draw a similar experience because you haven't done enough inner work or kind of mastered things going on with yourself first. So, if you're kind of floating around and seeing same circumstances, different relationships, it's because, we have more inner work to do. And I know we always want to blame everyone outside of ourselves for our circumstances, but it's very important that we're realizing this is always about ourselves and our own lessons. All right, let's see. So I'm talking on this post, and I'm talking about Egypt, and I didn't know which group to put this in today, if it should be a mystery school or Lemuria topic, right? So we can talk about Egypt. I think that, I'm not sure if every deity had a twin flame, but, most of them had a divine counterpart. These were sibling relationships where they were sibling lovers, right? Drawn from the same source. We can see a lot of that. We can see that a lot of the ascended masters also had, divine counterparts, twin flames that were assisting them while they were here on Earth doing missions. I believe that you can only merge your soul, as in, I'm going to say this wrong too, Hieros Gamos, a spiritual union, sacred marriage, with your twin flame. I believe it won't work with anyone. Now, while we can merge our energy with anyone, right, all love is divine, we are merging our energy with anyone that we're having sex with or, around a lot. We tend to, combine energies, merge energies. I believe that you can only achieve this state of soul union with your divine counterpart, with your twin flame. So I do believe that everyone has a twin flame. I believe that because of ascension, that we are reuniting with lost aspects of ourselves. This is also a Atlantean concept that I believe that most of you guys have not if you're not in union now, you haven't seen your flame probably since Atlantis. And Plato is an amazing accountant for Atlantis. These are stories that were passed down that he was writing about, and he wrote about the divide, which would have divided all of twin flames during that time, and the cataclysm that kind of, launched humanity into a darker state, shall we say. So, a lot of souls are just coming back together after a lot of lifetimes apart. You probably would have, obviously, if you were spending a lot of incarnations on Earth, would have had other partners, children, right, interactions, things like that. So we see that this life is especially hard because we're trying to clear a law all within one space. We have multiple timelines kind of running into one. All right, I'm going to talk about, I took a class with my boyfriend the other night on Mother Mary, the Ascended Master, and it was making me think about this twin flame concept. It is said that Archangel Raphael is Mother Mary's twin flame, and that this was a union that her and Joseph were kind of put into, because they were both trained in the mystery schools. I believe, and this is a side, this wasn't taught in my class, I was just thinking about it. I believe that they merged in such a way that they could bring together a soul of much higher levels of consciousness, baby Jesus, we can say, right? But this would have been a, through meditation, soul merging that they did. Less to do with sex, more to do with merging the soul into one. And these are ancient teachings. We can see this with Isis and Osiris as well. They talk about some of the same similar things, and a soul merger that would occur that would lead to a divine child. We see this about many cultures as well. Shiva, Shakti, things like that. These were things that were taught in ancient mystery schools, in Lemurian times and Egyptian times, alchemy of the soul, right? And these are very powerful unions. So we're seeing a lot of these unions come back together. I believe that you would probably only incarnate into the physical realm with your twin flame if you were coming here to do some type of mission together, right? Some type of divine work, because you're going to be bringing up the frequencies, and this is a really powerful kind of unconditional divine love, and during this time it's really needed. So we are seeing that a lot of people are either, maybe if they're not in these unions, they're getting ready for these type of unions. There's a lot of people that are in relationships and they probably think they're with their twin flame and it's actually a soulmate union. Well, why would that happen? How would they be seeing so many synchronicities and signs and things like that? That is to keep you on course with your path. If you knew who the relationships were around you, would you have been able to complete many of your past lessons? Probably not. You'd be like, right? I'm not going any further with this karmic match, this karmic partner. So we are kind of led by love a lot of the time going through this matrix. I believe that this is the highest attainment of spirituality, but I believe it's all that our soul wants as well, to, merge back into oneness with ourself and with source as well. Oh, this is the cat that looks just like my cat. Here's this random cat that I think my cat manifested. Hi, cat. Here's this random cat that my cat stares out the window at all day. It might be my cat's flame. It looks just like my cat, and he's kind of like hanging out outside, right? I was like, oh my god, is that our cat out there? Oh. So I think this might be my cat's flame. I'm not sure. Alright, let's see. So, a lot of these unions will come together for conscious parenting as well. We see a lot of these relationships. The job is, right now, is conscious parenting. There's a huge emphasis on that. Hopefully some of you guys are parents as well. And this is something that also hasn't been attempted for a very long time. And I have to think about that because, I had pretty awake parents. And, when you raise children awake, you have the potential of changing the world on great scales through your child having a better life and, doing something great. And you can see that with me, right? I was one of those flower children, of a different generation. So a lot of you guys are conscious parenting as well, and that's a very high attainment. A lot of these children are used to kind of divine unions as well. They prefer to have two around as well a lot of the time. So you're seeing a lot of these unions will or are to come together to parent as well. Let me see, I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything. So there's a lot of past texts. I want to remind everyone our entire history, I believe, has been wiped out many times. We can see many burnings of books and libraries that have happened on large scales on this planet where, a lot of historical and religious and spiritual texts were destroyed. You can see that the Bible was for, being centered around Jesus. His actual texts were taken out of it. And like I said, he talks about entering heaven, and the way to do it is when the two become one and merge into one energy. And so, that really resonates with me. So there's a lot of texts to actually suggest that that was our previous levels of consciousness. Well, why the divide? Why the separation? We can learn a lot faster that way. We're kind of working as teams. So, if I'm going to go have one experience and I'm going to have a twin flame that will be having other experiences, we can put that together as a whole, and, we're learning a lot faster. I believe that I am in sites and things like that. So I've always resonated with this concept. I've always known that this was real and that this is an actual concept and something that our soul is unconsciously seeking. It explains why a lot of relationships are the way that they are as well. We have a lot of, while we may forget what we're doing here, our subconscious remembers every life you've ever had, every experience, knows everything that's going on with the whole. We do share one subconscious. So your subconscious mind is also playing a part in this. It's also feeding you a lot of your thoughts, information, downloads that are coming to you, and is very aware kind of your soul's journey. A lot of people are also now feeling a pull to be going home, maybe leaving the planet, and I believe that is an anticipation of, the events that are going to unfold for all of us. We have a huge porthole that this energy we're in now. We really went into this stream yesterday. This energy will carry us through to the 1212 porthole, and it's going to be really powerful next week. That's also powerful for love, for spiritual union. We're also seeing that if people are in relationships out of convenience or anything other than love, then these situations are beginning to crumble. So if the love is gone in anyone's relationship, you can anticipate that probably, your soul is going to lead you back to real love in whatever sense now. So we see a lot of relationship shifts that are occurring. We have this gateway which will lead us into the December solstice and into 2020 ultimately, and this is a really powerful energy. We're going to be adjusting to much higher frequencies. So a lot of people are beginning to feel this energy. It's really good for manifesting. I think that's about all, because I'm going to get off of here and do a real video. I wanted to bring you some crystal energy. This is part of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get outside more. I'm trying to get outside more, so I'll try to start doing some videos out here before it gets too cold. So I am trying to get outside more. It's really good for your heart chakra and healing, obviously, your aura, your energy. It's really nice to be sitting on the earth and connecting with the earth, but we are needed for the earth as well. So I think we all need to get outside and continue to connect with Gaia more so that we can speed up this ascension and assist Gaia with her healing. It's very important that we remember how interconnected we are as to helping and assisting the earth as well. So try to get outside more during this time. It will help you receive more downloads. It will help keep your aura clean, right? It'll help remove any negativity. It's just so good for you. So try to get outside more this month. I know it's cold in a lot of places, here too, but try to get outside more. It will really help you in connecting with Gaia during this time. It's going to become very important. Remember a lot of it, and because of the concepts of cells merging, right? Cells merge, the stars merge as well. We see that binary stars merge and make one supernova, and we see it happens on a cellular level with the body. So if we're cells in the body, why would we not kind of go through that same kind of cellular process? So we can see as above, so below. We can see these reoccurring themes as well. I think that, a lot of people are realizing that it doesn't matter how much money you have if you don't have love, that love is the ultimate currency. It's what's going to help lead you to your bliss. So we need to have more of an emphasis on love right now as we're wrapping the year up, right? Heart chakra, we're going through a lot of heart chakra healing and upgrades too this month. So we can anticipate a lot of heart chakra expansion. That doesn't feel good for people. Let's talk about that real quick. I gotta go, but let's talk about that. That doesn't feel so good for people. What has blocked our heart chakra? Well, aside from the Orion presence on the Earth's heart chakra, because I live in the United Kingdom, besides the Orion kind of reptilian complex set up among some of these chakra centers, namely the Earth's heart chakra, aside from that, what blocks our heart chakra would be grief, any type of death you've experienced, any type of heartache, things like that, right? But people are like, well, I've never lost anyone in life. I hope you haven't, but we all have in past lives as well. So our heart chakra is our connection to past lives. If we look around, then you guys should begin to see yourselves in other people, hopefully. I like that twin flame concept because, the first spiritual union I was in taught me how to see myself in another, and then it taught me how to see myself in everyone. And I think that's where we're supposed to be headed with that. I know it's amazing for people to be, in love with another and seeing their reflection and seeing themselves in another. But a higher attainment to me is when I can see that in everyone. and that's really powerful to me. So I like to think this is just my perspective, that we're all one, and that when I look at the collective, just what we see, the world today, that is many timelines, many incarnations, past, present, and future, playing out in the now. When I look at myself and I think, what do I have to heal from my past life? The collective. That is what we have to heal. So I think we're all doing amazing, and congratulations on your journey and getting this far and being here having this chat. But we do have more work to do, so it is important to realize that that's kind of the design. We have a lot more heart chakra healing to do. I saw a post, and someone literally said on it that you will either heal or die now during this time. And I'm like, but I mean, we really resonate with that. We need to either choose to evolve and heal and go on this journey that Gaia, the earth, is going to take us on, or, you know, we're going to be leaving the experience. So it's very important that we're working on healing our heart chakra. The best thing for your heart chakra is getting outside as well. Make sure you guys are doing a good karma cleanse during this time too. We have a lot of karmic energy. We've been clearing a decade of karma. We're leaving the decade, right? We've been clearing up an entire decade of karma. So it's very important that we're releasing all karma. I mean, letting go of all the little things, and we only have ourselves to forgive, because like I said, you are everyone else. You are every experience as well. And so you can look at this place as a mirror. Some people are teaching you how you want to be. Some people, maybe you're not wanting to be like them so much. The people you don't like the most are probably teaching you the most as to not, you know, behave in that way or whatever it is. So this is a huge mirror. Everyone is you. We have more heart chakra work to do. Connecting with the earth will really help. I have 2 events. I'll put the link below here too, because I'm really bad at like promoting my own stuff, right? I have a 12/12 event. We're going to do a really powerful transmission for that day. And I also have an event up for the winter solstice on my business page. I would for sure maybe sign up for those things if you're looking for, you know, some higher states of consciousness, something to do. We will be doing the solstice one from Stonehenge. I skipped the last time. I didn't go the last equinox or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to catching back up with that area, because we haven't been there a while. And I am going back to Glastonbury as well during that same kind of gateway window. So we have some amazing energy. Make sure that you're using it. Really stay positive now. Like I said, we're kind of releasing a lot. I see a lot of purging occurring, letting go of kind of heavy stuff that we might not even realize what it's coming from. You know, like I said, our subconscious mind is powerful, and we're clearing a lot from our past lives now during this time, and we're going to continue to. So, you know, be gentle with yourself, kind of go with the flow.